And we're almost ready to go here. Grand Finals is starting up actually as we speak. So yeah, no time to muck about. Just a quick reminder to once again queue up for the Stream Raiders battle. This is not the boss level. This is the level before the boss level. So we now find ourselves in a best of 5 finishing up tonight. One team will advance on and move to the playoffs. The other team will have to try again. To the bottom left side of the map, we have our European invaders. It's going to be the combination of
Braddock
and his ally
Dimaga.
To the top right, we have the Yellow Terran. It is
CrucialNug.
and his ally
Knight.
What's the link to Stream Raiders? You can type !join in the chat. It'll link you to the website. Once you're there, just search up Base Trade TV to find me as your captain and join the battle. I will say really quick, I've recently run into another streamer named Angel. She does power runs. I don't know what you call it, power leveling, fast runs. If you guys ever want to level up very fast and get scrolls and gold in Stream Raiders, I would highly recommend checking out her stream sometime. Because she does the battles so fast, people get gold more often, and you'll get more than you get when you're even watching me. So be sure to join her sometime too. Six Zerglings coming out of Dimaga. I'm questioning this though with the speed. Yeah, no drones being produced anymore. Stuck at 13. This is going to be a really aggressive start. Braddock with the proxies. Obviously, we're going to pair up with this. And so far, Knight and Nug in the previous series, you know, Starkiller and Sinner were good players, but those were like long games. These might not be so long if they can't handle this. Your announcement left something to be desired. Could definitely have drawn that out further. What announcement? What are you talking about? ¿Qué pasa? Alright, well, I'll figure out what that guy's talking about in a moment. Right now, Nug, he's got a bunker coming down, and that's cool, but there's like probably no chance that thing's gonna finish. We see Braddock already on top of here with Dimaga executing it. That's a kill, not a cancel. Oof. Spinecrawler's on the way. Once that finishes up, that bad boy's got 2 armor. That's gonna take very little damage from Reapers and Wings, but there's also no reason they need to fight it. Win this little scuffle here, take that to the main base, and well, that Spinecrawler can enjoy its time in the natural, as all the SCVs in the main possibly die here. That Reaper has to kite away. This is actually really funny to see. Those Reapers are a little out of position, so 2 of them go down. That's big. That's huge. Spinecrawler actually ends up being a pretty big MVP moment, and CrucialNug and Knight stabilize. Now there's a back base that Nug's taking while this goes on, and Dimaga and Braddock are very, very all in, so they really have to turn this into a victory from this. They've got the advantage of speed, but that's going to be bridged soon as Knight will have his own. Hellion out here helps a lot. I mean, this is something where Dimaga, I don't think they can do this, guys. I think this was a really cool attempt, but a very clutch defense out of our top team was far from clean, but I think this held. How you said the names. Oh, you want it to be more epic? Donate money. Donate money to give me energy. I'm running on fumes, bros. All right, lots of grenades, but that's not enough. Knight collapses. GG. First game over. Less than 4 minutes. Let's go. Knight and Nug with a speed run. Okay, it's game number 1 of the grand finals. Best of 5 kicks off right now. Excuse me, game 2. Sorry, autopilot, because game 1 went so quick. It's game number 2. Spawning here to the top left. This is, guys, tried some cheese. It didn't work out so good. We have the Red Terran
Braddock.
Oops, and I lost the echo. Let's turn that back on a little bit. Get some reverb to introduce
Dimaga.
Team Europe fighting against Team North America. Down here to the bottom right, he's got the Base Trade TV Marine portrait, so you know I'm rooting for him. It's the Yellow Terran
CrucialNug.
and his ally, the Blue Zerg
Knight.
Bunny thing just gifted us up to Rotterdam. That took me a moment to process. Thank you. Now Rotterdam will not feel as embarrassed when he shows up to the cast tomorrow. Not that Roddy's really like a chat guy anyways, but there you go. You got his back. Nice, dude. This amount? Look, just to be clear, I got nothing. Coconuts or whatever her name is like a fine streamer. Cool beans, thumbs up. No hate. It's the fact that he's been spamming the boredom mode all night. Like, dude, I appreciate that you've been here all night watching, but if you're not interested, quit complaining. Just leave. Do something else. But Dimaga and Braddock, man, it was a risky move. I think they knew it too. But because it's a best of 5 and they have a few extra games to fall back on, I think they were comfortable making that risk. Plus, keep in mind, a lot of the 1v1 players, they know each other. They've played against each other for years. It's very unlikely, I would imagine almost impossible, to say that Braddock and Dimaga have a lot of experience facing off against Knight and Nug. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a secret 2v2 underground league that I've never heard of until just now. But the point is, these guys on the bottom are good. They're not to be underestimated. And I feel like that all-in was actually a really good test to assess the skill of their opponent. So even though they lost to it, I actually don't think that was a bad move out of our top team. When is the cast tomorrow? 9 a.m. Pacific, bright and early. It's going to be the playoffs, 2 semifinals, a bronze match, and a grand finals. And like I said, Rotterdam's supposed to be joining me for that. I got to go poke him because he probably forgot. I'm going to be honest. Everyone, myself included, have such short-term memories. I just gotta, somebody remind me to go remind Roddy that he's got to set an alarm for tomorrow. Although I think it's only like 5 p.m. Europe time or something like that, so I don't think it'll be that difficult. Anyways, yeah, Roddy's supposed to join me for the playoffs, which will be a lot of fun. Worst case scenario, Roddy doesn't show up. Oh well, I'll still cast it. It's not like we're gonna cancel our plans. But it's gonna be special, TLO, Euthermal, and Clem. So 3 team liquids. My name is Sean. Awesome, McDizzle. I'm so happy for you, man. Congratulations. Because you know what? You got the worst version of the name Sean. Like Sean like this, you know what that is by reading it. Sean like this, a little different, but you still know what it is. Have you seen this name? My apologies for your horrible name. It's Irish. Oh, it's worse. So you like potatoes too? I'm sorry. I don't know who this guy is. I'm not being so mean for no reason. It's all this Zerg in front of me, okay? I'm just ugh. I can't help it. It's worse. It's when you cast a 1v1, there's 1 Zerg, you only have to balance wine a little bit, right? You cast 2 Zergs? Oh, fuck! You're Shaunist? Yeah, I'm very Shaunist. I'll openly admit that. I'm accepting of all people, of all races, and all sexuality. But if your name is Sean and you spell it in a douchebaggy way, it's like Hollywood girls. They always have like an extra syllable or an extra letter that they don't need in their names, and I hate it. Sean is the Irish root of John. No! Back it up. We have an attack coming, but after this is done, you need to explain to me how Sean is John. Piss off, dude. Blue Flame Hellion, the Blitz. We saw this in the previous series, but Braddock and Dimaga never experienced it. That being said, this positioning on the ramp is pretty big. It's Blue Flame to Blue Flame, so it's not so one-sided and outgunned, but this is still Nug and Knight pushing through the fight. But with them taking this first battle, there's not really a huge opening to go slaughter every SCV in the map. But there's no wall off, so if they kept pushing, they could definitely take this to the main base. Sean to John makes more sense than Richard to Dick. That's fair, actually. That's one I've never understood that. Why people, and I just assumed, this is my theory on the origin of it, right? A guy named Richard's out there, and you assume you would call him Rich for short. Haha. Because, you know, Matthew becomes Matt, David becomes Dave. But Richard is actually kind of an asshole, and his friends don't really like him. So they call him a dick. But he's so egocentric that he doesn't realize that, and he thinks they've given him a cute nickname. So he's like, aha, yeah. No, Dick is the short version. It's what my friends call me. I've never understood. William becomes Bill. Billiam! I should probably have the unit counter on for the Mutalisk fight, see how close that is. I love this, though, because if we didn't cast the previous series, I wouldn't have expectations set up for Nug and Knight. By the way, I love their names. I'm sorry. I just keep saying that instead of CrucialNug. I hope you forgive me, dude. I love just saying Nug. But for CrucialNug and Knight, we know that they've got the skills to pay the bills. They can back up their smack talk if they, well, they're not smack talking because they've won games. We watched them do cool shit with this composition against a similar composition. But Dimaga and Braddock, while a very different breed of players, we're seeing good reactions so far. You know, big deflection on the blue flame attack, holding off of the Muta fight. I want to see what that late game looks like. I gotta imagine it's gonna look somewhat similar in terms of, you know, it is without question mech versus mech, but in terms of like it's the Muta players playing around the Thors, or in this case the Cyclones. But I think similar feelings. The Spore Crawler's brought forward to help with this. The Muta count's 15 to 15, but those Cyclones are big. Spore Crawler, did it die? No! So it's been pelting away that bonus damage. Scans ahead to confirm the extra lock-ons, grabs one or two more of the Mutas, and this was a really good fight for our Southern team. 17 Mutas died for Dimaga. Now granted, it's still an even Mutalist count, but it is about these Terrans. Like, the Zerg players are without question going to be the flashy attackers. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the Mutas harassing around the map. But similar to the way it was for CrucialNug last game, similar to the way it'll probably be for this game, I think Braddock and Terran, Braddock and CrucialNug with Terran are going to be the real fighters of this game, with the Zerg players just playing around them. I think it's safe to say that all players in this game are high enough quality that we shouldn't see something silly catch them off guard. Like 2 Blue Flame Hellions killing a whole base of SCVs is unlikely to happen. A committed attack will, sure, but I'm just saying I don't think we're going to see anyone slip too much with this. Any Grahams out there? Look, Sean smells good. Your name sucks, okay? Don't even start on my name. My name's terrible. I'm not pretending like it's much better. But your name sucks. S-E-A-N. S-E-A-N stands for somebody. Everybody. Can't say my name. There you go. That's S-E-A-N. That's what Sean stands for. Spell. No, I meant to say spell instead of say. We can all say Sean, no problem. Okay, whatever. I've messed this up. I'm done with this. I'm done with you. I shake my hands of you, Irish John. An Irish John sounds like a bathroom. 32 mutas to 26. There's a really healthy advantage going into this fight. Blue flames wash off the legs. They might as well have not even existed for the battle. Cyclones get a couple of lock-ons. Here comes Braddock, though, to try and save the day. 27 mutas to 17's big, though. We got Hive Tech coming up for night 2. Barring a page out of Starkiller's book, I guess going to push out for those Vipers a little sooner, but these guys have to deal with this attack, too. They can't just ignore this falling backwards. CrucialNug forces Knight into the fight. 22 mutas to 13, stands their ground above this. Cyclone is Cyclone, though. It's favoring Braddock just a little bit. But that's where I think whatever mutas are left over, clean up what's left. Or at least they push them back so they don't have to chase. So, 12 to 6, and everybody's falling off this fight. Oh, simp. That's good. Who can't spell Sean's name? Somebody. Everybody. Anybody. Nobody. The battle continues. I do feel like Braddock and Dimaga are pushing the issue a little too much. I understand why they don't want to withdraw from this, right? They don't want to give Knight and Nug time to recover because they know Knight and Nug have a good economy. But by throwing away units into this frivolously, they're not gaining anything. So it's a good economy for a Southern team, while both teams stalemate in the middle. Means it's always going to go better for the team with more money. So 72, 78 workers. The Muta fight here disengages, although it doesn't really need to. They could probably keep fighting. I think that this goes back to what I was talking before, though, where like good players take fights, great players know when to disengage. And Dimaga Zergling's not stopping much. Knight just continues forward. She takes the far bottom left base. Kind of a funny interception because that's where Braddock's probably going to expand to next. Or at least try to. Oh man, I love acronyms. I'm going to be so distracted reading your guys' acronyms in the chat. Stop it. Widow Mines, drilling claws actually for both in this game is an interesting and welcome change. Although, to be clear, Widow Mines and drilling claws are super gambly. Braddock, though, the reason I highlight this is we actually, through the European tournament, watched Braddock use Widow Mines, so it's not the first time we're seeing him do it, and it's not desperate by any means. What is this supply depot? Why? What? That SCV, like, might not be all there in the head, guys. Ooh. Okay, well, Widow Mine shots going off are certainly more flashy than Thor's, but Braddock there does... both players have lost a lot of mutas, frankly, but the Widow Mines are one and done. The Thors continue to push forward with the Cyclones. That's where I think the value is a little bit better for yellow. And CrucialNug. CrucialNug is looking real good as he keeps this advance going. Mutas come back to try and fight. Some Widow Mines might pop off on top of Knight if he's not careful, but that's where those Cyclones actually at this point soaking Widow Mine shots would be super valuable. But two are about to go off with the mutas. One on the mutas. Third one on the mutas. Oh, it's all done for. What a sick hold the Widow Mines actually. The Widow Mines actually played. The Widow Mines play. And with this muta count now in control of Dimaga, he can get on top of the Cyclones, something he's not been able to do. Because if he were to push through and kill the Cyclones before, then he would have just lost his mutas to the other mutas. But with no pushback from Knight, oh, those Widow Mines, Jesus. They're still going to come into play here. Look at it, snaps off on another muta. I mean, a one Widow Mine for a muta, that's a great trade. 1-to-1, that's so cost efficient. They focus fire down the Overseers to get rid of detection. Scan comes into play to remove the Widow Mines. Braddock just pumping them out now en masse. Looks a little trolly, but believe me, guys, Widow Mines have some serious value in these games. Ah, yes, Widow Mines, the natural predator of the mutilus. As the mutt falls to the great pincers and explosive capabilities of the Widow Mine. By the way, side note, does anyone else feel like Widow Mines should have like a face-hugging attack? Like I get it, they're the big payload in the ground, but they should also totally be able to like unburrow and in a pinch, kind of like High Templar, attack something. Not for much damage, but maybe leap at the face of their opponent or something. Latch on to the side of a siege tank. Self-destruct, maybe? They literally have an explosive payload in them. I'm just saying. All right. Widow Mine use is kind of one and done. I don't think we need more Widow Mines going forward. They've already accomplished what they needed to do. The remaining ones on the map could be useful, but for the most part, it's got to be more about these late game units. And with the continued investment in Cyclones, I don't dislike it, but I'm also not convinced that that's going to be a game-winning move out of Braddock, especially as CrucialNug gets towards Thors and such. Thors and more importantly, siege tanks. If they're going to face hug, they should throw a thing down their opponent's throat. I mean, you gotta do, these claws are so powerful that they can burrow a unit into the ground in like seconds flat. Surely that must be able to do some damage. Oh, Widow Mines pop off again. Explosions, parasitic bomb, a little scary to see, but he splits. This is, by the way, so important because Dimaga's control is going to be top level. Again, a very good 1v1 player, has a lot of experience playing Starcraft 2, and those splits were nothing like watching the player Knight lose a bunch of mutas in the previous series. So I feel like Dimaga and Braddock, they just come to this with a wealth of experience over Nug and Knight, but Nug and Knight just have this really sick synergy and good team play. So we end up having this really great game, but I think our top team is really starting to run away with it, especially with Braddock now very close to 200 supply. In normal circumstances, a mech player maxed out is difficult to deal with. In a 2v2 where they've got support, it's even worse. This is so cool. Wish Rifkin allowed VODs so I could watch it later. Wait, are VODs not on public only mode right now? This is a real question. They should be. We did disable them a little bit because people were stealing our IEM VODs, but I'm pretty sure I put them back to public. If it didn't work, let me know. I will absolutely go fix that. I have no desire to like subscriber gator VODs, guys. What am I to cover the base? Yeah, these tank fire is good. You know, the upgrades are pretty low for Braddock, generally speaking, but this is where I think the tides may shift again a little bit. As Knight gets towards Hive Tech, right? He's now getting a greater Spire. Brood Lords are going to be a really good answer for the ground. I don't think they're going to have a great answer for the mutas, but there is a world where maybe those Thors end up protecting things really well. I mean, there's a big threat from Thors at all given times, but they're actually so difficult to get those shots off. He actually abducts the Thors. Forget what I said. All chances gone. GG. Nug, Knight, they tap out. Dimaga and Braddock tie up the series 1-1. Now we will get into game number 3. Let me position my, you know what, we're gonna go flag bearer berserker on this one. Just for the memes, if nothing else. Okay, because that one guy in chat wants me to do a super
Epic intro.
let me get this underway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's game number 3, and spawning here in the top left side of the map, it is Braddock and his ally Dimaga, and they're playing against 2 players that you might not know so well, Knight and CrucialNug. Nug and Knight, Knight and Nug have put up a good battle. They had a good defense in game 1, but despite their best efforts, Widowmines got the best of them in game 2. And on that note, I want to give Braddock like a little bit of an extra bump here, because I don't know if him or Dimaga made the call for Widowmines. But as somebody who trolls team games with Widowmines all the time, I can tell you they are not guaranteed to ever really work. But the drilling claws, and it wasn't like a bait, but instead burrowing them like in the midst of battle, that was really cool out of Braddock. Like if Braddock sets up 4 Widowmines idly here, right, and Knight flies into them, you're like, okay, that was hype, but also Knight's an idiot, and rest in peace. Braddock made that change happen in the midst of battle. It was chaos. It was rough. And they really, I wouldn't say they snowballed. That's probably wrong to say, but they really had a huge advantage following that never really got caught up on. And that's why that led to the inevitable demise of our southern team here. But guys, it's 1-1 in score, and that's what matters most. Best of 5 finals here. We had a sub gifted out, by the way. A Firm Derp, thank you for gifting a community sub out. I appreciate that. As far as it goes, also gifted a community sub out. Thank you guys. Our sub counter, not that it super matters, is now up to 737. So we are on course to hit that 800 goal by the end of the month. I'm very happy to see that. I know last month I let you guys down when I got sick. I felt bad about it too, because I wanted to keep making Starcraft content. But the fact that you guys still come back after I was dead and our sub count dropped off, that's the best inspiration to keep streaming that I've ever needed. You know what? Because it looks like there's nothing too cray-cray happening in the early game, I'm actually going to take a moment here to shout out our sponsors. Well, sponsor, NordVPN. It's a pretty big deal of a sponsor, and they, of course, have a promo link you guys can use to get up to 70% off. !Nord in the chat to check that out. But, of course, it works out to be about $3.50 a month, and you might be thinking, everyone's got a VPN. What makes this one so special? I think Nord just has one of the most recognizable names. They've had good, they've had bad, but I think overall my experience with them has been great. So I would definitely recommend checking them out. And if you are especially from Canada and you've ever gotten frustrated clicking on about 1 in 5 YouTube videos and being told this video is not available in your country, this $3.50 a month charge beyond pays for it, in my opinion. So many times I'm like, oh, what's this really popular Reddit post on the front page of Conan O'Brien doing something silly? And you click on it, it's like, sorry, this video is not available in your country. It's just, it's so off-putting. So anyways, being able to browse the internet, safe, sound, secure, NordVPN, check them out. !Nord in the chat and click that link, guys. Canadian video problems. Look, Canada has a lot of problems, dudes. You guys in America and Europe, you take so much for granted. Oh, our cell phone bills are affordable and they actually give us good things. Oh, we have access to the internet. Like, honestly, screw you guys. You know that we were actually in Canada, by the way, this is real. I'm not making this up. I think it was like the CEO of Sprint or somebody. Canada got measured as a third world country in terms of internet access and cellular data. Do you know how fucking bad that feels? Because here we are trying to be like America Light, and we can't even measure up. We're a third world. We're worse than a third world country. Like, that shit sucks, man. Feels bad. Anyways, look, I'm getting back on topic now. It's mech versus bio, so we do see another change up. I'm not sure what prompts this out of CrucialNug, if this is map dependent or if this is just like, hey, this is what he feels like playing this game. I know from talking to pros, a lot of the time they don't put a lot of thought process into this. They just kind of wing it and decide, hey, this is a good build to do. And they'll prepare builds for certain matches, sure. But I don't know about these guys because CrucialNug and Knight are not on our regular tournament pro circuit. So I don't know their mentality. I don't know what it's like, if it's the same as most of the pros. But either way, this push comes in at a pretty sick timing. There are going to be Mutalisks from Dimaga, but because there are so many Marines, Dimaga can't just like free win off of this, right? If this is just roaches, that's different. But you know what's sick? You guys might not know this. You can heal Zerg units as Terran. This medevac is going to have a lot of work to do, but it can heal the roaches the same way it can heal the Marines. I don't know if there's a priority over your own units or not. It might just be proximity. But anyways, 2 tanks get up here. And that boost doesn't seem like much, but that puts them in range of the ramp. They're going to have to protect these tanks, though, with those Marines. So leave it to Knight to do the damage while CrucialNug focuses on protecting his own tanks. The mutas are going to cut off supply lines. I think that's actually a really smart move out of Dimaga. While he could engage on top of these Marines, it's certainly not favorable by any means. Other side of the map, you got a minor run by with blue flame Hellions, but roaches will deal with that. Roaches will attack into this. The Marines now move forward. Tanks try and shoot down the units pushing on top of them. A couple of Widowmines burrow, but the roaches are going to take those shots. Moving away from the hatchery, starts going for the command center. This is actually kind of falling apart for our bottom team. That tank on the high ground out of Braddock is like the most MVP thing ever. Like 11 kills. This isn't on like Zerglings and useless units. This are 11 big kills. Third base is probably going to go down. The issue here, though, is with the split of this ramp, the tanks are certainly worth protecting, but the Marines are, without question, the most valuable part of this. If the Marines ever die, there's nothing to fight back against the mutas. So there's Blue Flame Hellions. There's his own tank pushing forward here. I do believe the attack from the bottom team is going to come to a halt soon, but they've done a lot of damage through this. Killing a base was pretty nice, too. But the trade out here is like, not many workers dead, but forcing everybody to make army units so nobody has a phenomenal economy. And they're all kind of similar, with the only catch being the top team's maybe a little behind. But the counterattack that they're going to pull off here will maybe make up that difference. Yeah, the best cell phone plan I've seen. Yeah, okay, look, I can't talk about this. I'll get off topic. Love you guys so much. I agree with a lot of frustrating things you guys are writing about your experiences. I hate it. I wish Ting would come to Canada. Ironically enough, Ting is like based out of Canada, I think, but service the US feels bad, man. Killing the tanks, not bad. Removing those from play gives a lot more power to the Marines to move forward. There's still the threat of Blue Flame Hellions, but Mutas run into the Marines. Not a move you want to make, Dimaga. He knows it too, so a small mistake costs him a few of those frontline units. But this is really going toe to toe. Scans ahead, sees the Widowmines. CrucialNug's not going to be able to pull off a miracle hit here. We do see Knight going for Infestors. Oh, I like this a lot, actually. So, Infestors are going to help maybe deal with the mutas. That's whatever, negligible. But Braddock is going for a very mobile army that is completely screwed if it can't kite and run away through these like Hellions and such. So, while tanks will draw a line in the sand, fungal growth can catch these out of position and allow Nug to just collapse in and kill these units. I can't say Knight's doing a lot right now. It's make me go, oh, wow. I was going to say, but Nug's setting up for this. I was about to bring up the Widowmines he had over here. But holy crap, tit for tat, that was big. And with that, there's almost no mutas left on the map compared to the 22 that have died. My only regret was I didn't have the camera a little bit more northwards because I was drawing back to look for the Widowmines here. I didn't realize he had repositioned them, but that was sick. Okay, here's where the fungals start becoming really important. There's tanks that'll zone out the Infestors, and you actually, I want to point out, I think Braddock's focus firing the Infestors, by the way. That was cool. With all the roaches in his face, auto attack would have taken those out, but he shot down 2 of the Infestors, removing any threat they could have provided. Now there's another attack up here. This drop is massive. Somehow those wait. These depots look unpowered, super zoomed out. Why is that a thing? Those look unpowered, right? Then you zoom in a little bit, they're probably got that power again. This is crazy damage and Nug's pulling off. Braddock, man. in serious trouble. Dimaga comes back with the mutas and Zerglings to defend this, but I mean, this drawing the army away from the front lines gives them the freedom to push out, get those investors and expand. So yeah, there's some Hellions coming up on the right side, but you draw back over these two. Oh no! Well, one Hellion is not very scary at all. One slips by and gets to the mineral lines. I'm telling you guys, if it would be criminal if Nug and Knight, I almost feel like if Nug and Knight through the next week's qualifiers, or even tonight, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. If these two players don't make it through, I gotta set up a show match with them or something. These guys have been fantastic so far. It's not like the adapting to what they're doing. It just, there's all these things that are going really well, and this is so cool to watch. I'm loving it. Good decision making too. So big shout outs to Nug and Knight. Win or lose this finals, they've impressed me today. Dimaga and Braddock, love them to death. But this is the NA tournament, guys. Get the f out. Go back to Europe. By the way, guys, 2v2 in the chat. We'll link you to the Team Liquid thread. If you're watching on YouTube later, it'll be in the description down below. But you can see all the dates played for this tournament. So if you are able to, I hope you'll play the next ones. But the tanks are in a good spot out of Braddock. He's going to shred the bottom line, but that doesn't really matter. There's just so many more units. Nug is so far ahead with his bio count. 82 Marines takes on the whole game. GG. Nug and Knight, shake and bake. 2-1 now. But guys, I didn't know about this earlier, so I want to take a moment to shout this out now because I feel awful for not knowing. Both Dimaga and Braddock are streaming right now, their matches. And so while I would normally defer to doing just like a big silly intro and we'll flash their names around, and these guys, of course, have stayed up super hella late to play these games. So if you want to watch their first person point of view, twitch.tv/Dimaga for our Zerg player point of view. And oops, sorry, I've opened up Braddock's or Dimaga's stream twice. There we go. Braddock is the other. Okay. Ooh. Braddock, I didn't realize you were so goddamn beautiful. Anyways, Brad okay is the other one. So check them out if you want to watch their first person point of view as we finish up the series. They are, however, on their last life. So with that, I wish them the best of luck here. Game number 4. To the left side of the map. Like I said, he stayed up all night. It's super late. Give it up for the Red Terran,
Braddock.
and his opponent. Well, not his opponent. His opponent would be over here. His ally, the Green Zerg,
Dimaga.
I like you.
Thank you for gifting a sub out to Sean Smells Good, but I disagree. Sean smells bad because his name sucks. To the bottom right, we have our lesser known but tip top 2v2 player, the Purple Zerg,
Knights.
and his ally, Oh, excuse me. I meant to say
CrucialNug.
Dusty Gorge has that funny map that we saw Peely, we'll say improperly wall off earlier. You have a very nice set of natural bases set up. So if you do wall off the front, you do both technically have safe expansions to go to. This is also a map with some golds and a pretty nice spread, actually. I think this is one of those maps where if you want a macro game, this is a good one for it, just because of how easy it is to get to your 3rd and 4th. But easier said than done in a lot of these games. Nobody's giving up any ground for free. And what I love is, like, these have been good fights, right? Widowmine snapping off is kind of like an oh my god moment, but for the most part, these have been pretty back and forth. And I don't have a clear winner in this. Like, I look at this series, I consider the games we've cast tonight, and I can't say I see Knight and Nug just clutching it 3-1, but I also can't say that I see Dimaga and Braddock bringing it back either. Like, it's just really good games tonight. We've been kind of lucky and a little bit blessed with these players. Thank you very much to Vidraz for the Twitch Prime sub, and Shade as well. 9 months coming back. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys like this content, I mean, obviously I'm going to ask you to support me, follow the channel, all that good stuff, right? But if you like this 2v2 content, the best thing I can really recommend, just keep showing up for it. Like, my biggest deterrent to hosting a 1v1 tournament the biggest reason I host like a 1v1 tournament instead of a 2v2 tournament is the viewership's just not there. But the last couple 2v2s, like, you know how much we have? 1,600 viewers is not that much objectively, but 1,600 viewers at this hour is fucking insane for this channel. Oh, ow. It's insane for this channel. So just keep showing up if you guys want to see more of this stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of me, and hit the follow button so you don't miss out on any future casts. But this attack, big deal with those lings sticking outside the base. Knight sees this coming, but Knight's a Zerg player. He can't wall off. So both players need to be here in full defensive form. This is not going to be an easy hold for our bottom team. So much of the Reaper grenades could go a long way. Look at it, destroying the Hellion damage, but the problem is they have to kite. They kite away, then the mineral lines go under threat. But they're actually holding this so far. Are you kidding me? They deal with these Hellions, and it's actually no problem. Look at it, he's going to push them. They should be able to hunt these down, by the way. Reaper's going to absolutely get over here. A couple shots. 1, 2. Oh, can he get 3? Oh, he gets... Okay, it doesn't get 3. Perhaps overextending a little bit and realizing this now, pulls back. Oh, that's going to give away one of the Reapers, and that's unfortunate. But 2 Hellions at the top of the ramp still works well against these Lings. It's a very committed attack out of both sides, but the Zerg players are playing this out simultaneously the exact same way. Look at that. Spire's in the production tab as we speak. So this is like crazy aggression that... Oh, that depot's down. That's all. No. This is like crazy aggression coming out of Braddock and Dimaga. But because all players stopped droning, nobody was too weak to take this fight, and everybody is on similar economy. So this game will continue with no clear winner. Not yet, at least. Is that the first Viking, literally the first Viking we've seen in the past 5 hours, dudes? Because I think it might be. Sadly, while it does kill an Overlord, it does ultimately die. A little difficult to justify chasing Hellions when you don't know how many are behind that grass. Remember, that's high ground grass surrounded by that tower, so huge advantage to the players fighting by the watchtower. CrucialNug's got to fall back, and he's got to do it quick, or he won't be able to raise that depot. Synicus Me says, I'm here from Stream Captain. What is the name of this video game? Is this Age of Empires? Yeah, dude. It's Age of Empires 2020. We've gone to the future, and Ronan. All of those memes are behind us. Those are archaic, ancient memes now in this futuristic video game. Things have really changed up for Age of Empires, guys. I've never played a game of Starcraft, but I followed and watched for a while. Well, hey, B-Boy Block. No shame in that, man. Most people have never played a professional game of basketball, but watch the NBA. Not this season, of course. Ooh, is that too soon? I'm sorry. 12 meters to 9. This is actually looking like a really convincing defensive fight. The key difference of those Cyclones means that Knight can't overextend to pick off anything, but if this comes down to committed fight, like a siege tank on the high ground, these mutas fighting out there, I think this is a fight our bottom team should win on paper. In practicality, they're destroying the mutas. 16-3. Cyclones can't possibly make up that difference. I love that one Viking, but shoots a shot, immediately lands on the ground, helps take care of the Hellion. Nice. A little silent MVP there. This extra base expansion is a pretty big deal. This living is going to give Knight a really big boost to his economy, whereas Dimaga's still sitting on 2 bases. Oh, but then Knight tears away a bunch of mutas to Cyclones, so maybe it's not so great. Whoopsies. There's a back door you can open up through these rocks. Something that I'm a little surprised actually hasn't been done for the opportunity for extra attacks, but at the same time, well, these are all very talented players who are playing a hell of a 2v2 series. I don't know how much they know the maps. I mean, granted, somebody like Knight and CrucialNug, who are acclaimed 2v2 pros, might, but people like Dimaga and Braddock have probably memorized every 1v1 map in the map pool, every rock spot and every opening, but maybe not for 2v2s. So I think it would be an easy fix to kill that base, knock down the rocks and move over, or just send the mutas in. Risky to do, though, because he doesn't know where the Cyclones and mutas of his opponent are. Scan goes down to the middle map, sees this. Couple Widow Mines might service some cool baits. I can't see these doing too much of anything crazy right now, though. Moxie Proxy informing us that Braddock and Dimaga also play a lot of 2v2s. See, I love... That's fascinating to know, because I know these guys for their 1v1 play. Didn't really know that they did a lot of 2v2s. I mean, it's starting to show. I mean, they made it to the finals, for goodness sake, but it's still cool. Learning more about players I already like. Well, things have kind of gone into a weird passive mode as Knight I think he's very wary. There's Widow Mines waiting to catch him, so he's being very cautious with how he's pacing himself. You see the mutas spread out, not clumped up. There's one random SCV, not so random. Scouts and sees that this base could be under attack soon. So you see the Cyclones actually come back from the middle of the map to position themselves a little bit better in case they need to defend that. I don't like that. You think Braddock and Beastie are the final boss of the 2v2 ladder? I think Braddock and Beastie would be a pretty good combo. That'd be fun to see. Therm, every time I look, you're linking some other stupid clip of me. Why? Oh, that's a kill, not a cancel. That's going to sting. This base, though, it's going to go down, but with the 3 Spore Crawlers, he's going to kill like 3 or more mutas. So kind of worth it at the end of the day. Like, it just reestablishes the base. Of course, Dimaga has managed to get his own 3rd, and so is Braddock while this goes on. So really, pacing for the game, back and home for each. Economically speaking, Nug, I think, just dropped a butt ton of mules, if I had to guess. So he's got a bit of a spike there, but 64 workers is the most workers of anybody in this game right now. Bio being part of the play is really nice. It's going to be difficult to deal with things like siege tanks, but that's where the mutas are supposed to back you up. This missile turret looks a little silly, but I actually really like this. However, as the tanks go down, these mutas are locked on, but can they chase through the Marines? Looks like a couple of mutas snapped off there towards the end. Big damage done. Current mutas remaining 28 to 22. Still favoring Knight somehow through all of this. And while the bio is zoned out by the tanks, it's hard to make that call. It's almost worth, I think, diving in and killing the tank. The Marines just have so much power here, but I also understand playing conservative and not being risky. I'm a risky player. That's why I'm never going to be good at these games. Like, you're presented at a crossroads. You have 2 options. Play safe, which has absolutely no drawbacks whatsoever, or go kill something, look cool for 2 seconds, but almost certainly lose the game. I picked that second option 10 times out of 10. That's why I'll never be higher than Masters in Starcraft 2. I have poor self-control. Still flying around the map with these mutas. I mean, catching Cyclones like this is cool, and woo, but then he's also out of position, which I'm a little worried about. Dimaga, though, still can't really take this fight. It's even on upgrades, but it's favorable in mutas by almost 10. Well, that number's going down now. Big Dragon Drop, though, says, you know what, Dimaga, you have those mutas in the bottom of the map. You do what you like to my ally. I'm going to go destroy you in the meantime back at home. I think he's getting surrounded. Here comes that Blue Flame. Splitting the Marines out was actually really critical to this. He's actually going to win the fight versus the Blue Flame Hellions. What? The concussive shells helps him catch that last Hellion. Double drops, also repositioning down to the south, probably wrapping around the bottom side if they need to, but this just did a ton of damage, not just in terms of knocking down a base. Maybe gets the Spire out of this too? Goes for drones? Okay, it's just like an attack for the sake of an attack, but Knight capitalizes on this well. Dimaga does get a cancel, not a kill, so 103 army supply for Knight. His mutalist counts up to 46. My god. That's why you won't beat They Are Billions either. Why you gotta do me like that, Shrant? That is some super fucking mean shit to write, my dude. It's true. Feels bad, man. I feel though my stubbornness, you know, my stubbornness to beat that game is greater than 1 billion zombies. I can measure my stubbornness in numbers after I win. Okay, this has gone a little chaotic here. The muta count for Dimaga falls. Remember, Dimaga doesn't really have a way to make this up. He's double expanding, hoping to get back into this, but down to 31 workers and losing all the mutas. It's going to take everything out of Braddock just to keep them in the game. Oh, this drop. Not even a drop. This run by. Oh, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, they did it! GG! Knight and Nug take the finals 3-1 and also qualify for the playoffs, which means we're going to have some lesser known, less recognizable names going up against a lot of pros. That's going to be so cool. I'm so excited for that. Congratulations to CrucialNug and Knights.